Alright, welcome back guys to part 3 of my 3 tips to lose belly fat series of videos here. So we've gone through why eating more leads to body fat losses. We've gone through why running less leads to more body fat losses. Basically what I want to cover today is very briefly why sleeping more leads to more body fat losses. And by sleeping more, what I mean is getting back into an evolutionary cycle of sleep. It's basically, most people sleep nowadays on average quality between 6 and 6.5 hours. Okay, it's my view, and from studies I've done before, that basically we are so far out of kilter with our natural hormonal cycles and our natural circadian cycles that we aren't getting proper sleep. Let me explain. So basically, from an evolution perspective, humans are supposed to wake and we're supposed to rise when the sun first hits our skin. Reason being is that the ultraviolet light hits our skin and causes a chain reaction in our bodies that ends up releasing cortisol into our bloodstream. As you would know from my last video, cortisol is a stress hormone. So basically, it's going to help us get up, get active, and get ready for the day ahead. As we go throughout the day, our stress levels should naturally go up to about midday, and then as the sun starts to go down, those cortisol systems and levels should go down themselves as well. Okay. By the time we get to about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. and 8 p.m, as the sun starts going down, depending on what part of the world you're in, our recovery hormones should now start to take over. So these are hormones such as DHEA, which basically work polar opposite to cortisol. So as cortisol goes up, DHEA is suppressed, and vice versa. Okay. So what we should see, as cortisol starts to go down, DHEA goes up, we go to sleep, we get our recovery. Unfortunately, what seems to happen and what is happening nowadays is that with the advent of electricity and artificial lighting sources and television, and computers and whatnot, we're staying up later and later. So as we're staying up later, these devices are causing cortisol to be released into our system over a lot longer period of the day. So if we're on a computer or watching TV, or we have our lights on until 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night time, that means that cortisol is still redlining before we start to go down. So instead of coming down about 6 o'clock, it's staying up to about 10 and then starts coming down. What this does, it then diminishes the time that we have available for the recovery hormones to kick in. If we're not recovering at night time, basically what happens is that our organ systems don't get recovered, our physical systems don't get recovered, and our psychological systems don't get recovered. So we don't get any sort of rest and repair and proper function for the day ahead. As I mentioned in the last video very briefly, chronic cortisol release in the body leads to body fat storage. So if you're stressing yourself out by staying up late, you're not getting that cortisol reduction, and you're not getting those recovery hormones. Ideally, from my point of view, what I'll be saying is that if you can try and manage to go to bed around sort of 8, 9 o'clock, probably 9 o'clock is more reasonable, turn off all the lights or dim down the lights around, as the sun starts to set, and start to really bring down your cortisol release from an artificial point of view. So like I said, dim the lights, turn off TV, only doing tasks that don't require too much brain power, too much thinking, and lowering those stress state, you're going to get more recovery. Okay, you're going to allow more time throughout the night to get that recovery and to get that sleep and to get that repair. So basically the process of lipolysis, body fat losses, and the process of hormonal recovery will occur, and will occur sufficiently and efficiently throughout the night. Okay, most of our recovery and repair occurs between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And so the longer we stay up at night, the less recovery we're going to get. Okay, sleep more, lose more. Okay, and that's basically the end all and be all of these 3 things. Stay tuned for the next videos. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. Okay, because basically the next videos we've got coming up are basically 3 different ways and different reasons why we shouldn't calorie count, why the calories in versus calories out equation for weight loss is bullshit, and why your doctor and nutritionist and dietitian won't tell you these things and don't know these things. Okay, coming out next week. Stay tuned. It's going to be massive. Till then, guys, take it easy.